Whoa, 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 whoa! What is up, black people? Yo, what's up, everybody? I hope everything's amazing for you all, as always. I am your host, the Honorable OCT, OctaviusHaye, and you are listening to the WACCast podcast. So with that being said, let's talk whack to him. So Donald Trump has officially been arrested for mishandling of his campaign finances during his initial, I think it was the 2016 election. And he paid off, as we all know, Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about the affair that he had with her. That's, as we found out, was done through his campaign donations, his campaign finances. And he misrepresented what that money was for, which is a form of fraud. So the state of, was that New York or New Jersey? I forget which one it was. The state decided they were going to go ahead and indict him. He was indicted. He was arrested. First U.S. president to ever face arrest. You know how I feel about it if you've been listening to this. If you don't know, I'm all for holding the elites accountable. I'm all for holding Donald Trump accountable for this, and as well as the other charges that he's going to have on him. I'm all for that. I just say now it's time for us to hold other elites, all the Democrats and Republicans who are corrupt and don't serve the will of the people. They serve the will of corporations and do a lot of what I consider legal bribery, which is, they get campaign donations from corporations and they do their bidding and try their best to get them whatever they want. And as well as just all the other sneaky little crimes that our public officials commit because they have the power, resources, and all that to get away with it. So I'm not mad about this, about Donald Trump being arrested. I wish we would have had the mugshot. I know a lot of people like that would have been, dignified, but hey, Trump's been getting a lot of special treatment. He didn't get arrested because he was president, even though his lawyer went to jail for it. His lawyer is the one who orchestrated everything. He went to jail for it, but Trump didn't, and this was to benefit Trump. That's crazy, right? So I don't need to make anything easy for him, because nothing would have been easy if it was me doing this, So that's what that is. That's how I feel about that. Of course, he's out now. He's talking about it. He's on a little soapbox crying about how everybody's against him. These are trumped up charges. Hey, you see what I did there? Me personally, like I said, I think that they have a good case to stand on with this. I think there's enough evidence to stand on it. So I think he's going to get convicted. I don't really think so. Even if he's found guilty, I don't see no jail time. I see a fine, maybe. But, what the big thing about this is, does this help Trump with the primaries? I think with the primaries, it definitely helps Trump with the Republican base, but I don't know. I think once you get to the general election and he has to go against a Democrat, most likely Biden, but whoever that is, I think this might turn off a few people, as we've seen Trump has done. Over these last few elections, Republicans are losing a lot. And it's usually the ones, that ride with Trump. They win their primary, but then the general, when they had to go against the Democrat, a lot of times people aren't really feeling them, So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We'll see if Trump is able to get some of that 2016 magic and flip this to his advantage, or if this further cements how divisive he is for people and maybe make a change. I don't know. Like I said, this isn't the only case that Trump has. He has other ones. This is the only investigation into Trump. There are other investigations. The biggest one being in Georgia, the state of Georgia, where they're talking about election fraud. That one could have some really, really serious, repercussions if he is indicted on that as well. So we'll see. As it stands, though, I'm not going to sit here and cry about a powerful person being held accountable. I will only say hold more of them accountable. Bring in Hillary, bring in Bush, bring in Cheney, bring in Obama. A lot of senators, Biden, a lot of people who voted for, the Iraq war, who was pro-torture. Get these guys in here. Let's go. Let's shake some things up. Now, of course, Trump has been disrupting the establishment. Even though Trump is very much establishment, he is a little bit annoying. So they allowed this one instance, but I don't see this being some big change unless we make a change. But yeah, that's what it is. Crazy. First time in history, U.S. president being charged with crime. Let's see what happens. Rising star, film star, Jonathan Majors, he was arrested after allegedly, domestically abusing his girlfriend The star, it seems, they say he called the police, but he was ultimately taken in when the officers noticed bruising on Jonathan Major's girlfriend, I think around her neck. So of course, right away, everybody going off, canceling Majors, crazy, right? Which is a big, this couldn't have came at a worse time for his career, because he just did the Creed 3 movie, which a lot of people love. He's playing Kane, the new big bad villain in the Marvel movies, and list of other projects coming out. He's hot right now. He's doing big things. He's gonna be the next big top movie star. And so to get some bad press like this, I'm talking about allegedly beating a woman, your girlfriend, just couldn't come at a worse time. And oh, by the way, he black, she white, so now it's even doubly worse, because now you got the image in everybody's mind of this big black man beat up this poor innocent white lady. I think she might be blind too, so that's even worse. But I'm gonna just say this to everybody: we don't know what happened, we don't know what's going on. Give it time, wait to see. Police are investigating. Jonathan Majors has not been charged as of yet. He was just taken in, he's out, so we'll see. On the girlfriend's end, she is saying that it's not true, that he did not attack her, and that it was a whole argument pretty much led over. She was going through his phone, saw my man's macking on another chick, so she got a little irritated, started a whole issue. Jonathan Majors' lawyer was all like, he got some text messages proving that Jonathan Majors never ever put his hands on her, and it was going to exonerate him. So Majors' team put the messages out, and it's pretty much just his girlfriend apologized and saying it's all her fault. She never told him to arrest him, and she told him that Majors never hurt her or nothing like that. And it's all pretty much just saying like, yeah, I did what I'm supposed to do for you. Please, I love you. Don't really make it seem like you innocent, man. It don't really make Jonathan Majors seem innocent. It just makes it seem like his girlfriend don't want to get in trouble, and she's trying to find a way to get him out of it. So I don't know if releasing those was the best move. Maybe you should release some more. Maybe releasing more information would have made it even more damning for him. Either way, you probably just need to release nothing. Let this situation die out and stay quiet. But because you want to drop some text messages, now it seems like you're trying to manipulate her, mastermind this woman. And I don't know. It's still early. Nothing major has happened. There is a possibility that he can come back from this and be okay. Like I said, he is a hot actor right now, so he's got a lot of work probably already done or mostly done with other projects. So he can have a little time to ride this out. If he did do it, he could say it was just the middle of a heated argument and leave it at that. However, if you're choking out a girl, it's kind of a little further than just the middle of a heated argument, just a little pushing and shoving. So I don't know. He can't dance like Chris Brown, so it's not really a good chance that he's going to be able to get out of it like Chris Brown is. I don't see no Michael Jackson tributes in his future, but I could be wrong. Now, as far as the part of the sisters all mad at him about the white woman, I don't really see why that matters. She didn't date a white woman, or this is what happened when you date white people, or she, told on you. I mean, first of all, she said she didn't. And it's also been reported that Majors called the police. Which kind of makes me wonder, well, if he knew he was doing stuff, why would he call the cops? So that might actually be something on his side, I don't know. But let's just say that he did do all that stuff. He was the abuser. Then she's a victim, and she has every right to want to be safe and to have the officers come in and protect her and get this dangerous threat from her. If she's making all this up because she's white and she wants to be vindictive, as you're saying, then I'm gonna just keep it real. There's plenty of black women who do the same thing. It's not a race thing, it's a personality thing. It's the type of person that you are if you foul like that, if you're not. But to further notice, no matter what side of the fence you stray on, please remember, we don't know anything. And I always ask people to do, let it play out. Let's wait for the facts to come out, and then we can make our decision. The top G is free. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate, the Tate Brothers, they were freed from the Romanian jail that they had been in for the past few months. I believe that they were sent to a halfway house of some sort. I think they're allowed to be in their own place now, or I don't know what's going on. They're doing a live, as I'm recording this, they're on live right now, going off about the haters and the Matrix and how it's out to get them, and they can never really lose because we have the people. They're on our side. We're the 90% of the people agree with us. saying all this stuff. So they spazzing out right now, which I guess, you know, he get his opportunity to do. I don't know really what's going on with the sex trafficking case. I do know a lot of information that was put out about him and things that he himself have said in the past, you know, did show or did make it look like he was guilty. But again, even with the Tate situation, I was like, let's just wait and get all the facts and see what, once we have it all presented in trial, what we got there. I don't know if there's still going to be a trial. I don't know if there's still going to be investigated. I don't know if them releasing them. I don't know if that means that they don't have enough information or they just let them go for now, but maybe they'll come back and get them later. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. You know, this is a big W for Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate's fans. I'm not an Andrew Tate fan. I think he's kind of a doofus. He's funny, but he is, I guess, for people who, you know, they need somebody, they need a hero to believe in. I recognize that Andrew Tate fans are like Donald Trump fans. The Tate love is there. He holds a special place in a lot of people's heart. He just ain't my cup of tea. I disagree with a lot of things he says. I'm more of a Kevin Samuels guy, quite frankly. I think he's like everything Andrew Tate wants to be, but Kevin Samuels is actually an adult. Andrew Tate is like a giant man-child, goofy, who's weird. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. But a lot of y'all out there love him. Y'all going crazy. I wanted to free the Top G. Well, Top G has been freed. And he defeated the Matrix. He's Neo. He's Morpheus. He's all these things. You know? And so, shout out to him and his brother. We'll see what happens next. I'm very curious to see what their next steps are. Of course, they're going to market this and make merchandise and money off of this. You know, is he going to stay in Romania? Is he going to move somewhere else? Is he still going to be doing the webcam stuff? Is he going to try to maybe go into a different lane? Is he going to... Well, clearly he's not going to be quiet because, you know, they're out there. They're on right now going off about everybody and talking about how they were right and wrongly convicted, right? So we'll see. Of course, the people that are upset, that feel like this was some injustice, look, your personal opinions about the guy aside, you don't want anybody in jail who doesn't need to be in jail. They were taken, the authorities took them, they did an investigation. For whatever reason, they've been allowed to be let go. You know, don't put your own personal biases and feelings about the Tate brothers and Andrew Tate, you know, specifically, and be blind to justice, because I think at the end of the day, we should all want true justice, not just people who we don't like to go to jail because we don't like them. And if Andrew Tate and his brother have done something bad, and it seems like they have a lot of, I still will say they have a lot of evidence to support that they did do something bad. If they feel like they have enough to take them to trial, then they will, but if not, then they don't. And hopefully nothing is going on, because we don't want women being sold in sex trafficking and brainwashed. So I'm hoping that if they're not taking the trials, because they really aren't doing these terrible things. Now, I agree with a lot of stuff that Tate says. I disagree with a lot of stuff that Tate says. I think that the things I disagree with outweigh the things I agree with. And so that's why I'm not a follower, but I would never just advocate for anything to happen to him if he hasn't deserved it. I wouldn't advocate for him to go to jail, or anybody who I didn't agree with to go to jail or prison just because I disagree with them. They need to have actually committed the crime, and you need to present evidence that they have. So hopefully we can just move past this, go on our day. Andrew Tate's gonna do his thing, and we'll see if these charges come back up later. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and getting this whack wisdom, and hope you come back next week to get a little bit more from me. Please also make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you're listening to the podcast on YouTube. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, please follow the pod so you're notified every time I'm dropping new episodes on those platforms as well. With that being said, this is the WACCast podcast, and I am whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.